Hey guys, it's Frecky here. Today I'm back doing another cooking video. I got a lot of good reviews from the last one and people telling me they want to know more, so I got the 2-ingredient dough recipe and I'm going to be making pizza with it today. So if you haven't heard of the 2-ingredient dough, where have you been? But anyway, it's a Weight Watchers thing, but a lot of people use it across the board. I've been researching and watching a bunch of different videos and recipes online, and I even saw plenty of people that aren't trying to lose weight that are doing it. But with the 2-ingredient pizza dough, you are using 2 main ingredients for the dough. And I keep saying pizza dough, but really it's just dough. You can use it to make pizza. You can use it to make bagels. You can do pretzel bites. You can do anything. It's just making dough in a lot healthier way, a lot lower points. So the first thing is that you'll need self-rising flour. This bag's empty, I put it in containers, but I got the King Arthur flour, and it's honestly the only one I could find. Like, it's not easy to find, but you can make it yourself. I don't remember the exact measurements, you can look it up, but I saw online that if you use regular flour with baking powder and salt, you can make your own self-rising flour. And then the second ingredient that goes into it is Greek yogurt. People that are trying to lose weight, they put this in everything. We use this to substitute almost anything. You're making smoothies, you're making, I don't even know, I can't think of any examples. It's been a stressful morning so far, so bear with me. I can't tell by the sweat going on over here. I'm trying not to touch myself since I'm gonna be touching food. But yeah, so anyway, let's get into the ingredients. All right, so as I said, you need self-rising flour. So this is 1.5 cups of that, and you want to do it to 1 cup of the Greek yogurt. A lot of recipes say equal proportions, and I am forced to disagree, at least with this brand. It could be a brand thing, I'm not sure. I've never used self-rising flour before. I'll get into details about that later. So then for the toppings, I am going simple. I am going with marinara sauce. Whatever your favorite pizza topping sauce is, you can go with that. And then I got turkey pepperoni. These suckers, you can get 12 of them for 2 points on the Points Plus or Carb Conscious plan on ItrackBites. So that is awesome, only 2 points for that. And then this is where I went dirty. I got the full fat, regular mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and that is 5 points for 1/2 cup. I'm actually using a little bit over that, but it's about 1/2 cup, so maybe like 6 points. It's just, I made one earlier and it was not enough cheese to cover the whole pizza because I am going to be using these to make one big pizza. Technically, it should be 2 to 4 servings depending on your size, but for the whole thing, it's like 22 points. Let me double check. Move this out of my way. 25 points. So really, with the extra cheese, make it like 27, 28 for the whole pan. So all right, let's get going. Okay, so full disclaimer time. I am not a chef. I am not a baker. I like to, and I like to learn, and I have fun as I learn, but I am not an expert by any means. So first, we're going into the flour, and I'm not gonna put all of it in right off the bat, because I have found that you want to add more as you go and without going way over on the points. That's the easiest way. And then we're putting in the cup of Greek yogurt, and you want to kind of get it as not as liquidy as you can, because okay, again, full disclaimer, guys. This is my 3rd time making this dough today. I like I said, I'm not a baker. And the first time, honestly, that dough is still sitting in a bowl behind me, looking a hot freaking mess. I was recording and it was not getting a doughy texture. It was soupy and runny, and I kept adding more and more and more flour, and it was just not going anywhere. My pants are covered in dough. My shirt is. The floor was, I swept it, but probably by the time I'm done again, it's gonna be covered in dough again, or in flour again. this is not the easiest of materials to work with if you are not a baker, and I am not. My mom was. She was amazing at it, but I am not, especially when it comes to making doughs. I can bake cakes, I can bake cookies, but I've never really done anything to make a dough texture before. I've always just done, you know, the more liquidy type of stuff that you bake and magically turns into other stuff. So yeah, so it was not cute. And I was thinking about saving some of it for a comedy reel, show you some clips or something of me screwing up. And then when I made the second one and I made the dough successfully, I forgot that you want to cook the dough for like 10 minutes halfway through, or for like 10 minutes before putting on the toppings. So I put on the toppings, popped it in there, and then I was like, son of a biscuit. So I did not do that successfully, and I got a little mad, and I kind of deleted all of the videos that I did. I'm like, I'm starting over. I still popped that sucker in the oven though, and like, actually, let me just show you real quick. Like, this is how it came out. I have not tested it yet because I just haven't. I wanted to get this darn video recorded. But look at that. Would you look at it? That looks good. I'm excited to see what that tastes like. I'm probably gonna taste it while this one's in the oven. But yeah. So also, if you have a mixer, I'm sure this is a lot better with that, because this is just me doing it like this and then by hand a little bit. But this dough is super, super, super sticky. So the second you get your hands in there, it's all over. And not like game over, but like all over. It's all over everything. You cannot easily get it maneuvered around. But see, now that I've done this once already, I am getting much better at it. Well, I've done it, this is my third time now, because I'm learning as I go. And one thing that I've learned, I don't know if you saw me doing it, but like as you're mixing it up, I end up, if I can do this at an angle, I would end up flattening it out. So getting the inside exposed where it's more wet, and then tossing a little bit more of that flour on that. And you want to work it into it. And that gives you the more of the dough texture. Plus, to be honest, like, as far as for cooking, I don't know the word for it, but because I almost went sexist and said girl, but obviously that is completely inappropriate and wrong. But I don't like getting my hands dirty. Like, even this little bit, I'm fighting the urge to go wash my hands. I've never been one that has been okay with getting my hands all dirty. So, obviously for baking and stuff, you need to. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And so yeah, you're just gonna work that for a little bit until you get it into a dough texture. And like I said, it is so sticky. So you want to put the flour on every surface you're going to be working on. I think that's good. I'm going to grab a cutting board. This will be my surface that I work on. And you want to make sure that you coat this sucker in plenty of flour. And you want to take this and just plop it on there, and you're wanting to work it and knead it. And this is where it is kind of important to get your hands involved, because you can feel the inconsistencies and where you need to like make sure you put a little more flour. But sorry if that angle's not good. I don't know. There we go. But now, as you can see, we've got a dough texture. Life is a learning experience. I was talking about that in my last video. I was learning about my body, learning about what is good for me. And in this particular case, I am learning about dough. And yeah, I'm sharing that knowledge with you guys. But you're able to make a little ball. And now this is where I saw a lot of differences. Some people would let it rise for a little bit, and a lot of people didn't. Like, honestly, most people did not. So I don't know if because you're only using the 2 ingredients, you don't need to. But so I am not going to, because looking at my other one, it looks good. Okay. So now I'm going to transfer this to the pan to push out. Okay, so I am just gonna hand press this. I tried before using just a bottle to roll and it was not happening. So instead I am just doing it this way. And also with this, guys, a lot of people make 2 little like personal pan pizzas, and that is super cute and something you could totally do. I just am not. I don't have tiny little pans to do that on. I just have this one pizza pan. Just like I do not have a roller. I, despite liking to cook, do not have a lot of the fancy kitchen gadgets. But I find you don't really have to if you don't want to. You can just make it work with what you got. And in this case, this is working for me. Okay, so roughly the shape that we need it to be, and it's pretty consistently the same thickness all around. I am going to take just a little bit of this spray butter here, and I'm just going to try to gently go around the edge with it. Let's just kind of push that over. And now we're gonna pop this in the oven for like 8 to 10 minutes. All right, so that's in the oven. And so while that's there, let me just talk. First of all, like I said, several attempts at making this darn thing, and I am covered in dough, or covered in flour. So yeah, but that's just kind of a testament to how my week is going, but I'm not letting it get down. Especially I had a rough start earlier in the week. So Sunday, everybody knows, well, if you watch my channel anyway, you know that I use my weekly points and my daily points on Sundays. And I had everything planned out, how I was gonna do it, what I was gonna eat. I didn't go to the coffee house with my friends like I normally do. I had to work and I just didn't feel like it. I was tired of socializing. There we go. And so I went to, the last thing I was gonna have for the day was I was gonna go to Sonic. Well, I did go to Sonic. And I knew exactly what I was gonna get. I had the points planned out. I ordered it. They gave me the money, gave me my food. I went home. First of all, my drink, my Diet Dr. Pepper, was some kind of grape slushy. So I didn't drink that. And then I opened up the bag and I had ordered tater tots. I'm like, well, these are fries. Well, it was a mini fry and a mini tater tot. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's about the same. Let me get my chicken wrap. It was, I don't remember what it was called. I found it on their website, and so I was able to track it, but it was like basically a bacon double cheeseburger. Obviously, a lot more points than a chicken wrap. When I say a lot more, I mean double. The chicken wrap was like 12, and this thing was like 35 points. And I ate it. I was frustrated. I was tired. It was a long day. And I ate it. And I chose to eat it. And I could have made it less points. I could have taken off the bacon, taken off of one of the patties, or even like I'd gotten a Snickers shake, which that one I knew. I knew that was a lot of points. That was like 30 points also. I could have not had that. I could have just had half of it or something. I didn't. I decided, I made the choice to just eat all of it. And I'm hoping that does not reflect the rest of the week, because the rest of the week I am going to be behaving and I'm going to do what I can. And ultimately, it is what it is. If I end up not losing this week or gaining a little bit, I will accept that. I made that choice. I shouldn't have. I admit it. But, life isn't going to be perfect. I figure, 10 weeks or 9 weeks of behaving 100%, one day of going a little bit over, it might happen. And, I can't let that bring me down the rest of my week, the rest of my, journey. I'm not going to quit over it. I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Life is about mistakes. Life's about overcoming them. So I picked myself back up the very next day, and that night, but still like the next day, and I got back on track, and I'm hoping that everything I do the rest of the week will make up for it. So in situations like today, when I've had to make this pizza dough 3 times for this video, there's dough all up in my nails, got aggravated, and now I have 2 pizzas because the one ended up coming out, like, it looks so good, but I'm not going to eat both. But I'm going to behave and learn from my mistakes. So that's that. I think the timer is about to go off, so let's take the dough out of the oven. All right, so first of all, I just want to say, look at my oven mitt. Frickin' infinity gauntlet. Be jealous, I know you are. Got it in Loot Box a while back, but keep in mind, they did have a recall on these suckers, so don't use it for prolonged period of time. But anyway, so here's what it looks like. Let me see if I can change the angle. There we go. So here's after it's baked for about 8 minutes I did. Because I did test the firmness of the other one where I forgot to do this, and it was fine. So I probably could have just used the last video. And so like I said, this is half a cup of marinara. I Googled online what type of pizza sauce you're supposed to use, because honestly, I didn't know. And when I was at the grocery store, I totally thought there would just be a jar of pizza sauce. I could have some options, like try to find the least amount of point pizza sauce. I could not find anything that said pizza sauce on it. So I was just like, marinara sauce is similar. I looked it up online, and yes, it is similar, but typically they say it is too runny for pizza. So there's that. Judging by my other pizza sitting over there, I think it is fine, but we'll see. And I'm not putting this all the way to the edge. I like a crust. Again, like I said, I do not like getting my hands dirty, so I do not want to, whatchamacallit? I like having something that I can grab onto. So if I cut this into traditional wedge pieces, I can hold the crust and not get my fingers all dirty because I'm grabbing the softer sections of it. So that is why I am doing that. Plus, I just think it looks a little bit prettier when you have that on the edge. Especially because this isn't going to be an exact science here. So anyway, so there's that. And then the cheese. I did actually go ahead and measure how much I have in here. I have a full cup. So this is now a 29-point pizza if I eat the whole thing, which I get 72 points in it, or 71 points in a day. So that is totally fine. But also, again, look at the size of this sucker. You can easily split this up into 2. And I might actually do that. I doubt I'll eat this whole thing in one sitting, but you can split this up into 2 servings. You could have lunch and dinner with it, or lunch for 2 days, or however you want to do it, and be totally fine. And then it's half the points. It's like 15 points. So cool. You can split it up in fours if you're skinny. Like, smaller people don't need to eat as much as us bigger people to maintain our bodies. All right, and then there's 12 of these guys, of the pepperonis, and with that, that's only 2 points. So it is a really good deal. If you got a healthier cheese than I did, and that would actually help a lot. But if you got a healthier cheese, you could use real pepperoni, or you could even use more of these than 12. Although it looks like 12 is gonna cover this pretty well. The first one it didn't, because I went a little bit closer to the edge, and so there was kind of a gaping hole. So there's that. And then I am going to take the spray one more time around the edge. I wish there was a way to get this like not on full blast. And I'm gonna take some garlic powder, and like I always do with my seasonings, put it in my hand and sprinkle that on the crust so that it will be a little bit more garlicky. So it's kind of like having a little garlic breadstick on the edge of your pizza. And just whatever's left, I'm just gonna sprinkle on the whole thing. All right, so now this is gonna go into the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Hey Alexa, set a timer for 13 minutes.
13 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. I find she responds better if you talk a little bit more politely to her. All right, so while that is cooking, I am going to try to clean up my cooking space a little bit because, guys, it's a hot mess right now. Gross. All right, guys, I just took it out of the oven. That is what it looks like. So I'm going to cut it up and see how it comes out. So see, you could easily make this into 4 pieces if you wish. I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit smaller because, again, today I'm gonna eat this whole thing and have my 30 points. All right. All right, guys, so I plated it to make it a little bit more appealing. La la la. Now with this, like, I cut it into 8 pieces. So if you wanted to track per slice, that's only 3.7 per slice. To break that down for a pepperoni pizza, let's say from Quick Trip, because I've gotten those before, they are basically 11 points for 1 slice, versus this sucker is only less than 4. And also, like, so look at, I'm really impressed. Like, look how sturdy that is. I was kind of worried that it'd be a little droopy or soggy or whatever. But yeah, so let's see what it actually tastes like, because I didn't even break into that other one. So, fingers crossed. Okay, guys. I am not one to moan over food. This almost made me moan. Like, seriously, I am not joking. Even if this was not healthy, and with the type of cheese I have on there, it's not the healthiest thing in the world. But even this dough, like, seriously, I'm going to break off a piece of this. This dough is so good. I would want this even if it wasn't healthier. It's literally non-fat Greek yogurt and flour, self-rising flour. Like, how amazing is this? If you have not had this before, you need to get this in your life right now. take some lessons from me about the consistency of the dough. I learned that I use less than a cup of the yogurt and about a cup and a half of the flour, plus whatever you sprinkle on to, knead it and stuff like that. You need more flour than you do of the yogurt, and holy mackerel. I know it's probably not the cutest thing in the world to watch me sit here and eat, but this, seriously guys, the marinara sauce, look, I was worried about it being runny. It's not going anywhere. Like, I don't know who online said that you cannot use marinara sauce for videos or for a pizza. I can't talk. But they were obviously wrong. Like, it is the perfect texture on this. And I definitely think it's worth the points for that cheese. That is seriously, seriously good. I can get over this. Like, I've seen people say, that's why I should not talk with my mouth full. I'm just spitting. This place is a mess anyway. I'm sure I included the part about my pants and clothes being covered in flour. You can kind of see it. It's all over the floor. Hopefully the dogs don't get into it and like get it everywhere, because I'm going to have a lot of cleaning to do today. But what was I saying? Oh, people that are like making healthier versions of stuff. A lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much assume they're lying. Like, oh yeah, we make this, oh, it tastes so good, it tastes better than original, or it tastes just as good. This is seriously better. Better than any dough I've made. Okay, I've never made dough. Dough I've had. I'm not gonna lie, I've never made dough before. But yeah, better than any dough that I've had. Now I'm super excited to try, and maybe I'll make a string of these guys, because I have seen recipes for bagels, for pizza bites, for calzone, for dessert things like cinnamon rolls and things like that, all made out of this dough. And I'm kind of curious to see how it takes shape. And I will point out that me spraying that on the edge here, look how crisp that is. That is like pizza dough. That is like a crust. Amazing. So I recommend doing that. It's perfect with that little bit of garlic powder on there. So cool. I don't know if this is gross or not, but I'm going to try to show, like, even after a bite, look at the consistency there. That is some dough. I've never thought about the dough before, like what you use for things besides, if there's not cake or something like that. I've never thought it's like bread is bread. Well, not bread, but dough for like pizza, for bagels, whatever. It's all about the toppings, but this is a game changer. You can do this. Like I said, I did basic with pepperoni. You could make, despite the hate, you can make a ham and pineapple one. I'm going to be doing that because I do like that. I'm one of those people. But you can put on onions and peppers and mushrooms, and you can do whatever kind of Italian sausage you want if you want to track those points, or however, whatever version. Like, I'm actually kind of curious, the meatless crumbles by Morningstar or any other brand, kind of use that as a sausage type of topping. Kind of curious. Like, this is seriously, I don't know how else to say it. It's seriously amazing. Like, the texture is perfect. It's firm, but it's soft. It's not hard. It's not, too chewy. It tastes like normal dough, normal bread. But I like, even some of the frozen ones you get, like, you can't hold it up like that and have it stay. Like, it's curving a little, but normally, like those, like, you pick it up and it's all like, wah. It's not going to do it. This is holding together perfectly. And I really don't even know how to describe the flavor, because it's definitely not sweet, but it's not bitter or anything like that. It doesn't have that non-fat Greek yogurt taste, because I don't know if you love non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm not a fan. I like it when I mix it with stuff, but I cannot eat it like by itself. Like people are like, oh yeah, for breakfast, I just have, a cup of that. No, not doing it. Even if I put blueberries in there, no. It needs to literally be mixed into something. Like when I make banana ice cream or a smoothie or something like that, then I can enjoy it. But not by itself. And even with some of those, like the flavor gets a little overwhelming. So I need a little bit more powerful of a additive to overcome it. But this has it does not taste like there's any, it doesn't taste like there's yogurt in it. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, this is amazing. I'm so happy. And I'm going to go eat more. Because I don't think I want to sit here and watch me eat that. Probably going to have like one more piece. And that's the other factor. Like now that I'm talking, I can feel myself actually being full from it. Not full yet, but I can feel it has heft to it, for lack of a better word. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. So anyway, I am trying my best to not just sit here and eat this whole thing right in front of the camera. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to set it down. So I'm going to try my best not to sit here and eat like an a-hole, like my friend the TMI Queen says. And I'm going to sign off. And if you haven't yet, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, it'll let you know when I post a video. Because I know a lot of people, when I told friends and posted on Facebook what I was going to be doing this week, they've been asking me, well, when is it going up? What time? When is it going to be there? I don't always know. I know it's Sundays and Tuesdays, but I don't always know when, because there are situations like today where I had to record 2 separate videos because I messed up the first one. So hit the bell and hit the subscribe and boom, it'll let you know when I post. It's perfect. And so anyway, so again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. And if you're on a journey, please let me know. I love hearing your stories. I love being your cheerleader. I love the cheerleaders that I get. It's all about support, and that's what's going to make us get through this. And in the meantime, please try this. Frickin' do it. It tastes amazing. And I'll see you on Sunday when I do my next video. Deuce.